Hello my favorite people, you guys asked that I continue the Educating Yorkshire reaction, so I'm going to. First I want to address the whole, your teachers don't yell at you. No, they do not. Our teachers, the only time they would raise their voice in class, not even directed at a specific student, is if they had to get our attention, like we're being very loud, and they'd be like, guys, I need to tell you something, or guys, be quiet. But like to scream in our face and try to reprimand us, that is the job of our parents and the school principal. The only thing our teachers could really do is give us a detention and then send us to the office. But actual like disciplining is not their role at all. I feel like it also ties into, again, I don't think you guys like this over in the UK, but the American, not arrogance, but like self-worth, self-entitlement. Like, you have no right to yell at me as my teacher. There's a mutual respect that we have, and you know, the bad kids usually will get called out by the other students, or in fact, we don't really have like people throwing chairs, people stepping on people. That kind of thing didn't even happen in our schools, or doesn't happen in our schools. If anything, it's just someone trying to get attention by making lame jokes, or, you know, getting out of their seat and doing something stupid, like trying to be funny, the class clown. And everyone was like, sit your ass down, it's not funny. Like, the teachers don't have to stand up and scream at us at all. No one's smoking on school grounds. Our schools are just very different in the way that the students behave, which will then direct the way that our teachers have to respond. Perfectly explained. Anyways, this is Educating Yorkshire episode 1 part 2. We just saw Cameron say someone called him a derogatory name, and the kid said he did not. I did learn in the comment section from the last video that Mr. Cameron actually ended up going away for hurting someone. So it's just, now that I know full circle what has happened, maybe he was lying. Let me know if you think he was lying. Let me know if you guys want me to continue this series. It's actually been enjoyable. I've done a couple British education system reactions, but actually like seeing it face to face is interesting. It puts it into like a fuller blown picture. I'm having fun. Anyways, here we go. Like the video, subscribe if you're new here, check out my other content, DM me video requests, and yeah, here we go.
He's not had the easiest of rides at school in the past. He can be a source of tremendous hassle for a lot of colleagues. I just feel sometimes that he just needs constant direction, and he needs reminding of
which is okay.
Direction, so that he can achieve, but he can also stay in school.
So what we're gonna do?
Not him swiveling out to the girls.
A little bit of Shrek, you know when he goes to do lock. Okay? It's so hot.
Wait, these kids look young. I did see there's like a Educating Juniors or little kid show. So maybe we're transitioning to that.
Goes to June lock. Okay?
June lock.
It's so hot.
Miss, maybe you're going through menopause.
I hope not. I'm 29. Write these down.
Miss, I asked you if you knew what it was.
Yeah, it's when you get older.
See, this is when all the rest of the kids would be like, shut up. Like, we're trying to learn. We're trying to get our assignment done so we can get A's. Freaking asking the teacher about menopause.
And
You change.
yeah, you lose your ability to,
Have children.
yeah.
Are you writing this down then?
Yeah.
He's relating.
While I cool off.
I'm only 12, and some people say I have a low voice for my age. My mum calls me a little 40-year-old.
12 years old in year 8. Our 8th graders are like 13 or 14. Yeah. So, I wonder how that would break down. Like, how are ours older than y'all's? Like, where was the mess up? Or miscommunication?
See to our guys, well done, say thank you.
Miss,
Yeah.
it's an honour being taught by you.
Aw,
It's an honour teaching you.
he's sweet though. Little Ryan.
Hello, alright.
Yeah?
Coming in.
Sure, thank you.
As part of Mr. Mitchell's changes at the school,
I like
he's creating
Ryan.
a new student parliament.
Have a seat there.
Oh, he's new.
With hopes of winning a place, Year 8 Ryan pays him a visit.
I've come to ask you a couple of questions
Okay.
about what your job's about and what you do in your job.
Alright. What do you think I do?
What the?
Well, I think that you're the person who keeps everything running so that it keeps it running smoothly.
Smoothly. Smoothly.
Very smoothly.
Ah, thank you, I'm glad about
Where's he
that.
from?
People think he's really stuck up, but he actually isn't. He's actually quite fun.
It's not Scouse. He kind of sounds Irish though. But I don't think he's Irish. The accent, I like it.
He's a lot funnier than I'd actually thought he would be. Well, I think you might do a lot of paperwork and
Right.
and you're going to be sorting out people who aren't behaving very well.
Behaving.
Stuff, yeah.
And you're going to be...
When I first arrived at the school, the vast majority of the time that I spent with students were for negative issues, and for behaviour issues, and for discipline reasons. And although it's getting much, much better now, I'm still only spending about 35% of my time for positive reasons with students. I have to deal with behaviour probably more often than you think. Probably deal with 2 or 3 behaviour things every day. The number of kids coming now to see me to ask my opinion about things or to be praised is growing.
It must make him feel nice.
And I'd be much happier if the balance between the positive and the negative was sort of redressed and neutralised, if you like.
But I feel like for that to happen, he would have to give the disciplinary role, and I don't mean the screaming, the disciplinary role over to other faculty for him to get a break. I don't think he's saying that he's tired. I think he just means, like, he would like the dynamic to be different. Like, he's not tired of his students, but he wish it wasn't always so negative, his interaction with them. That's commendable.
Yeah.
Mr. P. Jenkinson. Sounds like a pirate name.
I can't,
Why?
because I can't.
Well, you know you're not supposed to wear it anyway.
Yeah, but if I take these off, my nails will look proper scratty, and I don't like it at all.
Y'all can't wear nail polish? I don't remember, but could you even have piercings? Nail polish is a stretch, though. Like, it's not hurting anybody. It's not distracting. It's just dressing up your nails.
Self-doubt isolation.
So,
Men wouldn't get it.
where?
Choices.
Choices.
Bailey is a challenge, but she doesn't perhaps broach subjects in the right way, and she can be stroppy. And I've had occasion on a couple of times recently to sort of challenge her about the way she's spoken to people. She can be very confrontational with people that she doesn't particularly have a good relationship with, and it gets her in hot water.
I like how he understands the
Bailey might be
students.
carrying out her latest punishment, but she's got ambitions to improve her reputation with Mr. Mitchell.
The hairstyle is
You need to go to a
interesting.
practice, Bailey. You need to go to one of the members of staff to do with some work.
No,
You've got it to do. Okay.
need to show this. I'm going to go for prefect.
Right, good. So you should be. I told you you should. I always saw you as somebody that the other students, particularly the girls in year 9, could look up to.
Yeah.
And that's the way you go, you know. Nobody will mess with you, Bailey.
Yep. Look up to. I just always have to remember this is Britain. This is not America. But over here, nobody's looking up to other students. Like, it's not... No one would even mention that. Like, everybody's just going about their own business in their own cliques, going to school. Not like a camp.
There are a number of reasons why it's important to have prefects. We are setting
Prefects?
children up
What's that?
for life. We need to nurture leadership skills.
Anyway, crack on with some work.
And it also gives those people that you think, oh, maybe my track record hasn't been great, but I'm really trying to turn it around, and maybe with the support of my peers and the support of the staff, I can turn into somebody really responsible.
I'll be very, very, very happy if I see you next year with a prefect's pullover on. And that'll look great on your application form to college.
So y'all don't just look at school as like a place to learn or, get good grades, have a transcript, and then move on to like college or whatever. Y'all look at it as like a preparation of adulthood in a way. Like, the teachers aren't just there to teach the kids different subjects. They're also there to mentor them, is what it seems like. Interesting, different. We have counselors who do that, and if the students do, like I have a bunch of different, especially my English teachers and my one calculus teacher, if the relationship grows naturally, then I know I can depend on them or be honest with them about things going on at home or just whatever. Like, if the relationship is there, but I don't automatically think teacher, counselor, if that makes sense.
Bailey's alright, ain't that?
She is.
Where's Kaylee, though, the friend
About that.
from last episode?
Right lipstick. So if you tone that down, people won't notice the amount of makeup you put on.
I like to think...
Oh, people make fun of her makeup?
I wore ridiculous clothes and a ridiculous hairstyle. Yeah, I thought
It's
that-
self-expression.
I think it's just the same now, isn't it?
Oh, it's
Better
not.
than the bee's knees.
Yeah.
The bee's
Us
knees.
In our 40s, look at them, think you're looking absolute plonk.
Yeah.
But I'm sure my teachers looked at my hairstyle and probably thought, what the hell has Steve Moses done to his hair?
I said to Bailey the first time I saw her makeup, I said, you seriously don't need that much makeup. I said, you're a pretty girl. She went, oh, all these scars. And she has got issues with that, and obviously that will affect her self-esteem if she takes all the makeup. And I can understand that.
But it's not, girls don't always wear makeup to hide their face or because they're insecure. Maybe she just likes doing her makeup, you know?
At 5 or 6, I had a dog bite. And
Oh!
I just had 3 big holes in my face.
I did notice the scar. Okay, so she uses the makeup to cover the scar and the dog bite memory. Just let her cope how she wants to cope. Whatever. See, that's the thing. Maybe it's just me, but I wasn't the kid who would go around and bully. In fact, the losers would come sit at my table for lunch. We would incorporate the transfer students or the exchange students or the weird kids. Because it was like, why are you sitting there alone? Just come, we have an extra seat, come join our table. So, I don't know. It's not that I don't care about freaking other people. Like, for instance, if I saw her, I would just keep minding my own little business and keep walking forward. She got crazy makeup, whatever. Let her do it how she wants to do it.
It looked like somebody being shot with blood all over walls and ceilings and stuff.
I smiled on the awful. I used to have a well nice smile when I was a kid.
Through junior school,
That's sad.
I got, like Scarface. But now it just goes over my head because I've learnt to live with it. But if somebody says something, it'll still affect me, but I just won't show it.
So she has like a defense
Unless
mechanism?
I have to wear foundation. So if not, I'll just show outline. Like if I'm straight faced, my face will be like lopsided a bit. So.
But everybody knows what happened. Man, I want to hug her. That sucks. It doesn't, like, her face droop doesn't suck, but the fact that she feels like she needs to hide it or she's insecure about it makes me really, really sad.
I don't like it.
Like my eyebrows.
Shaved them all off.
Everybody just say yes.
Shaved all my eyebrows off.
All me eyebrows off. These kids are nice. I like them. Y'all are, okay, maybe I would survive. From the last reaction, I definitely wouldn't with those kids. They were throwing chairs and desks and stuff. But over here, this episode, they're very sweet so far. Bruh. Copyright, boy. You know how old this is when you got like a, what is that? A record? Not a record. A jukebox. When was this filmed?
Consensus this morning is most schools have closed. However, a lot of schools are opening like later.
Snow.
With 6 inches of snow falling overnight,
Cancel
only
school?
a handful of staff have made it into school.
I'm not trudging to school. And y'all gotta walk
Mr.
too.
Mitchell has to close Thornhill for a day.
Freaking snowball fight. If you know where Erie, Pennsylvania is, then you know my struggle. I spent my entire freshman year knee-high snow, bitch, across campus just to get some lunch. Ridiculous. Oh!
Come on, man.
Come on, then. How's it going? Or what do y'all say? What's your greeting? Are you alright? Oh, the kids made it, though.
The school reopens the next morning.
Ah.
Away from the building! Away from the building! Down there!
Even the tea.
At
the
9:45,
room.
a local resident comes in with the latest challenge for Mr. Mitchell and his team.
Huh?
There were 5 of them there, and 4 of them just stood in front of the window and threw snowballs at the window. And then all this business you see in front of the window.
Oh, they were flipping the old lady the bird. Badass little kids. She came to report him, though. I wouldn't say she's a Karen, because they did harass her.
We are not going to be intimidated in our own home. I went out to see what was going off, and the first thing I got was, get in there, you white-haired old bastard.
Oh, wait. I thought these were just some snooty kids, but these are like little devils. Get back in your house, you little white-haired bastard. Oh my. Before school? You should be thinking about algebra, but you're harassing old people. Who are these kids? I want to see them. What do they look like?
Never said a word.
Yeah.
Right. So that is
White hair.
Barrett followed them down the road, and all the
Girl.
ladies out him with snowballs. Barrett is a man. He's 70 and I'm 71. I've got angina. Right. We don't need this. Barrett's
At 17 years old, what are you, like, you're harassing old people? And y'all know I have a soft spot for the old people. Like, I've worked in so many different old homes, you know, home health, all that kind of stuff. So I can't even fathom that. I thought they were like 12-year-old little kids bothering them, but no, it's a 17-year-old. That's ridiculous.
He said, right, there's 4 of you. All come at once, and we'll see who's left standing.
Right.
He's
Oh.
like that, is Barry.
Right.
So he said, well, but they didn't come near him,
Yeah.
as brave as they are. So he got pelted on the head with snowballs, twice on his head, and one knocked his glasses clean off. They were on the road.
So they stood up for the lady.
Names.
Oh, yes.
She knows the names? I was rooting for Cameron. I seriously was. But at this point, it is clear he was and is a menace. But I didn't know he was 17. I thought he was a little kid. They look like little middle schoolers.
Thank you, gentlemen, for gracing us with your presence. Fortunately, I think you find both myself, Mr.
17?
Spear, and Miss Gifford in not a very charitable mood. Get your hands out of your pocket and sit up.
Yeah. Yeah. That's when the energy's needed for stuff like this.
Cameron, do you know why I want to talk to you?
Yeah, about when that man got snowballed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's all about.
He's the one who was saying someone called him the P word. And he's out here harassing old people. Menace. And the principal, the head guy, said last episode, if I keep seeing you in here, it's going to be an issue. You're not going to be able to come to school. Clearly, the kid hasn't learned. Not even kid, because he's apparently 17.
Some people might think, oh, it's just a few kids having fun.
That's
a
not
bit of
funny at all.
tomfoolery. I'm afraid I don't share that view.
One slip, one heart
Far
attack,
from.
she's dead.
Mr. Steer, you take it on a bit further, would you?
Well, we all didn't come in yesterday because of the snow. I was working at home and I got a phone call from the police, and the words the police used were running amok. Okay, you were out of control, and they also used the word terrorising.
Terrorizing.
I was appalled. I couldn't actually believe what I was hearing. And I honestly think, whatever punishment you come out with here, you'll count yourself lucky. And you're not daft, lads. You know full well you've overstepped a mark when you're throwing snowballs at an old age pensioner.
Old age pensioner. So pensioner is like someone who receives funding from the government, I guess? I would assume? Let me know. You know you've overstepped your... No, he said something like daft. I like those vocabulary, like the way he worded it. You know you're daft and overstepped the mark when you're throwing stuff at a pensioner old lady with white hair.
Now, whether or not you were the one who threw the actual snowball, you were the one swearing.
I bet you it was Cameron.
I'm not 100% sure on, yeah? But you were there, and you know about this stuff. I hate to go into hypotheticals here, but what if that 70-odd-year-old woman had come out of her house to speak to you, and the shock,
Killed her.
the panic that she was feeling had caused her to have a heart attack?
Exactly. Ugh.
What would you have done at that point? If she grabbed hold of her chest and fallen to the floor?
Ran.
Because it can happen, because this is the kind of thing that brings on this kind of reaction in people.
I don't understand. Like, what the heck?
I'm beyond upset, actually. I'm absolutely
Freaking stupid.
Oh, I am.
Like, just go to school. Your parents sent you out to go get your education. And on the way, instead of just getting your ass to school, you want to harass an old lady. Like, that is so that's like men who abuse women. Like, it's just cowardice. You're picking on an old lady. Pick on someone your own size, someone your age. How tough will you be then? Is what will show that you're a man and, like, broad and strong and all that bull crap. Not picking on a 70-year-old pensioner. Freaking Cameron, I was really rooting for him last episode, and he's let me down exceptionally. And also, you guys were saying that there's someone who has a stammer. I haven't seen it yet. But maybe we will continue these reactions. I don't know how many episodes they are, but this is really good. Enough talking, Favour.
And if I speak anymore, I'm liable to explode.
Explode.
What you did was wrong. No two ways about it.
Mm.
I want to know what you've got to say about it.
Nothing. He's smiling.
What? What do you mean?
Oh! I want to... Cameron literally just smiled about it. Dude, we know what happened to him though, so let's just chill out. We know what happened. We know what he did, and then we know what happened. But, man, I don't know. I don't got nothing to say. I can't issue an apology. I should say it with a British accent though, but freaking boys. Ugh.
What about it?
I don't know.
What? What do you mean, I don't know?
Shouldn't know.
Do you want to actually say anything?
He doesn't
that means anything, Tom?
Exactly. Just saying words. No, he's not. Sorry. I don't know. Freaking.
But I'm sorry and I didn't like. I wouldn't have liked it if someone did that to my.
Yeah, that's more like it.
The thing about Cameron is though, like he has the cute little face. He's very put together. He's soft-spoken. He has his little blinks and he stammers kinda when he talks. So like from a distance, he looks just like a sweet, soft-spoken kid. But now that we know everything he's done so far, kid is a menace. I can't even call him kid. He looks like a child, but he's 17. About to be a full-blown adult.
You wouldn't have liked it, would you?
No.
I'm assuming, therefore, that you're as apologetic as I think we're going to get. So you'll be happy to take down whatever punishment I give you.
Pisses me off. Like, seriously, thinking back to all my residents from the places I've worked who have passed away, if someone my age was freaking bullying them, like that, oh my god. Like, they've lived through already so much nonsense. Now for them to be old and weak and feeble and vulnerable, people to still bother them, harass them, it's just, like, illogical to me, but let's move on. This video is gonna be long, y'all. Man.
Well, sometimes I just feel like it happens and then after I realise what I've done.
Shut up, Cameron.
Disappointed in myself
Shut up.
for doing it.
His name's not even Cameron, it's Kareem or something.
Disappointed in myself
Camrem, not Cameron.
doing it.
Mr. Mitchell
a
decides
little
to
jump
isolate
swivel.
all of the boys for the rest of the day.
Man. School threat. Y'all are always joking on us. Oh, you bring a shooty shoot into the school. So would they, if they were over here. I'm mad.
Can you come with me, please?
Head of Year 8, Mrs. Stevens, calls Cameron for a catch-up.
I know you
He's
can't-
troubled, man.
I know. You see,
He's a nice lad.
often, Cameron, people that have behaviour like yours, when they're a bit not very bright. But, you know, see,
What? People behave like you when they're dumb. She inherently just called the kid stupid. Oh my god.
he'll sit down. Every time he sits down, all he wants to do is read. Somebody that's got the love of reading like you have.
Potentially, he's got all the ability to do.
But what is he reading? Some manifesto,
Somebody with
probably.
ability. Because now if people would follow you said to Year 8, kids in Year 8, come on.
Her hair is interesting.
They would.
Like a peacock.
You said, come on, let's get a football team together and show everybody in Year 8, show everybody in this school that we can do really well.
So he has leader tendencies.
But now they're following you in a bad way, and it would be so easy for you to turn it round. You'd still get out fun, and you'd still get all the people looking up to you thinking they, but it'd be for a good thing.
He's a nice enough boy. I like him. You know, I like him a lot. I've put a lot of time into Cameron. I've spent a lot of time with him. Sometimes it's
Head of Year 8.
It works, and sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, that's when it gets a bit upsetting.
Is the head a teacher, or are they just there to like run the department and be like the disciplinary of their grade? Like head of year 8, is that just a title they give someone at the beginning of the year, or that's like an actual job position? Like you aren't just a teacher, your job is to be the year 8 head.
Straight back to isolation. Might chat with you again later on, alright?
Chat with you.
He doesn't want to be disrupting the lesson. He don't want to be this naughty boy. But unfortunately, that's the way it's going at the moment, which is sad.
I think we're inclined to believe and give people the benefit of the doubt. Like they're giving him these positive attributes, but also knowing what he's done now and why he went away. It's kind of like, who was that serial killer that everybody was like, thought was so hot, trusted him, you know, that kind of thing? Same vibes.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid, iconic. Roderick, that guy.
Do you empathise with the character?
Oh, you can't read?
Okay,
You can't read when you're in isolation?
The moaned through the casement. Only the muffled noise went on, and the dog continued to stand. Speaking of which, I'm kidding, Mrs. Crowley.
Oh, even the teachers take the piss.
I had no idea about it, but apparently it's a right massive thing with teenagers throughout the country.
Country?
They call it sexting.
I can't with this show, you guys. They call it sexting. First that lady was talking about some bum holes. Now she's talking about this. Ugh. What goes on? And why do they have to repeat it verbatim? Did you call him a p? Come on. These teachers are wild.
You should have coffee for me.
Coffee.
I like the year 8s. They're so sweet.
Keeps me awake, you know.
Freaking Ryan.
It's the start of a new week.
Now, do you know what the senior leadership team in school is?
Is that SLT?
It is indeed.
And Year 8 Ryan is in the assistant head's office.
What we're going to put together is that.
Mr. Burton has suggested he runs for a place on the junior leadership team. The students who...
I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm very emotional about little Ryan. He's new to the school. He's respectful. He's interested in other people. He cares about other people. He actually would do something good with his leadership position, unlike freaking Cameron, whatever his name is. We stan little bitty Ryan. Year 8s, I love you.
who will lead Mr.
Not like on a weird stuff. Like...
Mitchell's new school parliament.
I'm interested in getting you involved in it, and I certainly want you to kind of campaign and try and do your best for it.
Yes.
Because I think you'd make a valuable addition to the team. Does that sound like something?
Ryan represents the students in my school in America.
Mr. Burton just came up to me and said, "How would you like to be part of Academy Parliament?" And I was just like...
Jesus Christ, though, that accent. I think it might be Scouse or Geordie. Something hard to understand.
Came up to me and said, "How would you like to be part of Academy Parliament?" And I was just
How'd you like to be a part of the da-da-da?
Thank you very much, thanks.
You are going to be Prime Minister of this great country of ours at some point in the future.
Oh,
Is that right? Is that the aim?
Boris Johnson, he's on your head.
I mean, because only one person can do that once, can't they? So what's the dream on the way to that particular?
To become an actor or a fireman or a policeman. Basically just something that will either help or entertain people.
That's...
Your Prime Minister doesn't have to be a politician? Well, our President apparently doesn't have to be a politician anymore, so no judgments. Friggin'...
Very nice. That's very noble. I wish more people in this world had that view on things. That's lovely. In terms of priority, what would be number one?
My preferable would be to be an actor, but
Big
the
words.
second one would be a police or a fireman.
What about military?
I would never be in the army. I could not
Same,
stand
Ryan.
shooting a gun.
Really?
Oh.
Really?
I never would.
Right. Well, that's very noble of you.
A big man shoots the guy. A bigger man walks away.
Boy, but if you're out here on the battlefield, ain't nobody trying to walk away. That's a sweet sentiment, but not realistic.
Very true, right? It's very good. You've got a very old head on those shoulders, haven't you?
Oh, gosh. We stand Ryan, you guys. Okay, your lunch looks better than ours, for sure. It's like home-cooked meals. Oh. Oh! Everybody's bad here. Jesus Christ. But especially Cameron. It looks like it's Thanksgiving food. You're wasting a good meal.
In spite of Mr. Mitchell's best efforts to keep him on track, over the term, Cameron's behaviour continues to go downhill.
There's a little.
What's going on at home? That's the question.
That determines whether he's going to kick off or not.
Alice, every time you do something wrong, I'm standing there.
My aim is that Cammy stays with us until the end of year 11. At some point over the course of the 2 years that he's been here, that's looked increasingly less likely.
What do you do that for? All right, so somebody else started it. Cameron, you always finish it though, don't you? Come on now, I thought we were working.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
He is given structures and he is given opportunities to get himself better, and he does on occasions sort of rise to that challenge, but then on other occasions he singularly fails to meet them at all. He sort of goes back into that rut of really poor behaviour.
Oh, give me strength, I need a toffee.
A toffee?
I have days like this where all I seem to do is have to talk to students who can't remember how to behave. I was looking at my...
It really sounds like he's in elementary school, but you have to remember these kids, these people are like 17 and 18. They're not 5. The behavior issue is something that is not common here, which again goes back to the screaming of teachers. Like, they have no reason to scream over here because we don't act like this.
My little day book where I write down all my chats with people. Do you know how many times you set foot in this office for a chat with me? 73.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, he's making fun of her, saying that she needs a facelift and all that sort of stuff. Why would he do that? Why would he say that?
Like Chloe, she was in tears last week, and that was about Cameron.
I'm becoming increasingly concerned at some of the stuff I'm hearing about you. And I don't know how detailed I have to be when I'm speaking to you about it.
You can't just give up on a kid, though.
But not a day goes by, Cameron, where I don't have a parent, a student, telling me you disrupt lessons, you're rude, you say nasty things to people, and I've had enough now.
It's a little sheepish look. I'm innocent.
You haven't even got the nous to look at me when I'm speaking to you.
But he'll be out there bullying other kids, but can't look at the principal. Cowardly. You'll bully old ladies, but not the grown man. Cowardly. You'll tell someone she needs a facelift, but don't offer to pay for it. Cowardly. I don't like Cameron.
Now, you might look like butter wouldn't melt in your mouth. But
exactly.
Time and time again, Cameron, your name keeps coming up. And I think it's happened enough times now for me to take some action.
Expulsion?
So I'm going to ask your mum to come in.
Oh, now we got some emotion in his face. But were his parents made aware of everything going on from the jump? Like, I feel like it shouldn't take 73 calls for the mom to come to the school. 73. I had a situation, me and my little friend group, we had our own version of a burn book from Mean Girls. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. My mom was up there in a jiffy. I was getting called to the office every 5 seconds. I'm not a bad kid, never served a single detention, but this is the one time, I don't know why I did that. Like, that was just so stupid. I was calling people the C word in the book. Like, oh my God, I regret that moment so much, and it was so embarrassing. But my point is, my mom was up there immediately. Like, it wasn't a slap on the wrist, don't do it again, Favour. It was bad. Like, I was embarrassed. I was like the star athlete. I was shamed by my coaches. It was all a ridiculous thing. And then there was another time in high school, I was taking all AP classes, like advanced classes, in addition to art. And I'm only telling you guys this because it kind of contrasts like British schooling. Anyways, so I had a calculus exam coming up. I had an art class also in the mornings. So I was like, let me be late to art class because I need to finish my homework, finish my study guide so I can ace this exam. Because you guys know I'm a nursing student in the medical field. Calculus, math, all that stuff is very important in advancing in any level. So I was like, I need to do good on this calculus exam. I can miss a day of working on my art project. So I skipped maybe the 10 minutes of instruction. She was just telling us what to do like she always does in art class, to just go and get some tutoring real quick for calculus. Came to class, my art teacher gives me a detention slip for being late. Understandable. But I'm not going to serve detention for studying. So I said, thank you. I went straight to the office and said, I'm not coming to detention. And so it was a big old thing, and I explained to them my point. And at this point, they couldn't even really argue with me because, again, I was a good student. I was always nice to the teachers. I was nice to the counselors. I wouldn't say I was best friends with the counselor, but we were very close. So I was explaining to them, I'm like, I'm not serving this detention. Like, you guys can tell me I need to, but I'm not going to. You're not going to punish me for working on calculus. I can do art anytime. I already knew the instructions. I didn't need to hear her repeat it for the 10th time. So guess what? I didn't serve that detention, but my calculus teacher told me that I couldn't miss that class anymore to come get tutoring because it caused the issue with like faculty because they were going against each other for a student. It was a big thing. But my point is, what is my point? I don't even know. My bad.
It's 6 weeks into term. And with complaints about Cameron's behaviour...
Get him out of there!
Mr Mitchell has called his mum into school.
I'm adamant that if I can possibly keep hold of him, then I will. And show that, irrespective of the number of mistakes that a kid might make, we're prepared to give them that final chance. And sometimes that final chance happens 5 or 6 times. They don't need to know that.
They have a lot of chances.
If we say, right, next time you do something, you're out, they should believe that. And then they should think, crikey, they've really worked with me because they said they were going to kick me out. They haven't done. They've given me another chance.
I think I disagree with that. If you say you're going to kick me out and it takes you 4 times, I'm going to kick you out, I'm just going to call your bluff. No, you're not. You say that every time and you don't. So, please. I don't really agree with this part.
This is the 5th parent now, independently, that's rung me and threatened to take their kids out of school if he's here. And I can't put up with it.
The mom is threatening the principal after Kareem is the one bothering everybody and the neighborhood? Excuse you. Literally. The heck?
We've been pushing. I've been pushing no one.
But you see, you're lying. It's just lies,
Well,
Cameron.
you always get shit off them and then you don't get no of me. Fucking hell,
It's hard because I'm like, is this kid actually like, he doesn't actually try to be a menace? Like, does he actually have emotion, remorse? And at the same time, I feel like the scene we were talking about the old lady when he was basically laughing, smiling. I'm like, this guy's like a sociopath. And I'm not diagnosing him, but something is fighting here. Is he actually a sheepish kid who just can't control his actions? Or is he a manipulator, tormentor? Like, I don't understand Cameron.
You are going round intimidating people and bullying people.
Now he's crying in front of his mom.
I know what your mouth can be like, Hammy, because I get abuse off you at home, so I know what
Take
your
your feet
mouth's
off
like.
your table, please.
Feet off the table. I feel bad for him, but at the same time,
If
I'm
it
like,
had been
do you
one
even deserve my sympathy?
It'd be different. If it had been one kid, it would be different. I am talking about 5 official reports.
Like, man.
Of parents threatening to take their children out of my school.
Ah. I thought it was Cameron's mom threatening, if you reprimand my son, he's leaving. No, it's other people, like, my child is not going to put up with this one student. Yeah, you got to get Cameron out of there.
Because of one student.
And y'all pay, right,
The law
for
of
these
averages
schools.
tells me there's only one way I can react. And I have stuck by you. And I've tried to give you chances. But there comes a tipping point, Michelle, and I'm going to have to ask him to leave. I'm not going to permanently exclude him at this stage. We need to look at an alternative way.
Everything's getting took off you, mate.
Couldn't you just put him in permanent isolation? Like, keep him in the cubicle? Some students at my school were like that. Like, they were just disruptive, talking too much. The class clown, they were like, I'm not dealing with it. Send him to they had a specific room for the little cubicles, and there was someone monitoring them. And that's where they would do their work. The teachers would send it there. Perfect. They can't bother anyone. Send him there.
You've done it this time, Hammy.
You've done it now.
That news. I do hope in time he does understand that I have tried to stand up for him on a lot of occasions, and I can't do any more.
With 5 official reports for other
Cameron is
students.
We've made arrangements for him to go to a neighbouring secondary school, so he can
Wreak
spend some
havoc
time
there.
away from us. Realise that actually we have got his best interests at heart.
He's been transferred to another prison.
That he can feel a little bit, if you like, of short-term pain in terms of being away from his friends and being away from his circle of people.
Yeah, maybe he just got too comfortable. He feels like he's a top dog. I was questioning, like, what's going on at home, where are his parents, but the mom seems like she's solid. So maybe it is just a behavioral issue. And how do you tackle that? I don't know, because I'm not a behavioral analyst. I'm a registered nurse to be.
And hopefully then the intention is to bring him back, start afresh again, and hopefully mend his ways.
Cameron will now spend 4 weeks working in isolation at another school.
There you go.
He'll have to be on his best behaviour if he wants to return to Thornhill.
What's the master plan then, Cam?
Just try to get my head down and
European cars are so round looking. Every single one. You got your Audi, you got, that's not a Mazda, you got your Volkswagen, you got your, not PT Cruiser. I don't even know. The cars are weird.
do have to change my behaviour because when I get older I'll have to get a job and look after myself and other people. I won't be able to do it if I don't get a job and behave in school.
I know how naughty Cameron is. It still makes me think that I haven't done my job as well as I should have done. I should have done something else to keep him here.
And they feel guilty for it.
Don't you? You do feel as though apparently
The head of eights. Every car is oval shaped. Kaylee. Where's Bailey?
Bailey is continuing to pursue her dream of becoming a prefect.
Prefect.
Yeah, another spare wheel.
But she's still to convince Mr. Mitchell that it's a good idea.
Is that like
I'll have a chat. I may get back to you.
like the leader of the grade or whatever? Like Ryan's doing.
I mean, I'm not saying I will. Leave it with me, and I might get back to you on that one, Tom.
Oh yeah.
It makes me sad she's insecure about
no
her
problem,
scar.
Tom, you take care of yourself. Bye now. Bye. Elster, you want to be a prefect?
Yes.
She's a pretty girl.
Good. Glad to read it. A couple of things gone wrong over the last few days, haven't we?
Yeah.
So do you want to tell me about it?
Oh no.
We're in isolation.
Your name in the isolation book's a surprise to me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
Why is she in
Because
isolation?
if you rack up 2 or 3 isolations, I'm going to have to say you're not suitable to stand that. And I wouldn't like to do that. So let's give people a chance. And what, are we going to do anything about these eyebrows at any point before the end of the year? Do you not think they're too big? Do you not?
When you draw your eyebrows on in the morning, they'll go right and then other one will go wrong.
Right.
So you'll have to like even them up and then one will.
And they just get bigger and bigger.
You can buy stencils.
Oh right, you're going above me now.
Okay.
Tell me much.
Thank you.
Oh man.
You know why you're here today? Today we're going to do the speeches for moving from the AP to the JLT, the Academy Parliament, to the Junior Leadership Team. If anybody's interested.
AP to JLT.
To help her chances of becoming a prefect, Bailey is joining Ryan in running for a place on the Junior Leadership Team.
It's Junior Leadership Team, you know, like you've got.
So prefect is the JLT, which is Junior Leadership Team.
It's Junior Leadership Team, you know, like you've got SLT.
SLT.
Senior Leadership Team. It's just like SLT, so you'll have the power of what SLT does, but in a junior way, if you get what I mean. You can't put someone in isolation. Would you?
Again, it's kind of, her eyebrows are wild too. But y'all's age breakups are so odd in your schools. Like a 12-year-old and a 17-year-old in the same school. It's odd. No offense, but it's odd.
You know what? I really hope I get this because all of my life in junior school, I've had to take like people.
She's on her phone.
Who, like just vote for their friends to actually vote for somebody who actually will do something.
Hey! Give my man Ryan your eye contact, ma'am. Come on. That's the future prime minister you're talking or not ignoring.
Just vote for their friends to actually vote
She
for
said,
somebody who actually will
shut
do
up.
something.
Anybody year 10?
I'll go.
Okay, right, but Billy can go, then we'll go to Courtney, then we'll go to Lee.
Year
Right,
10.
right there.
Bailey.
Right, okay, Billy.
Hello, fellow staff
Hello.
and students. Everybody knows my name, so I don't need to tell you. I think I should be a member of JLT because I'm a very confident student who has the power to change his school for the better. I will put everybody's point across and try help everyone with their problems. I'd like people to see me like they see Mr. Burton because he's ace and I think the bond he has with his students is like proper good.
Okay, you're 8.
Positive
Ryan,
points.
What have you got? TV's on, Ryan, what? Man of the people.
Hello,
Quiet. Shh. Hang on, right. 3, 2, 1. Hang on. Ryan!
Hush!
3, 2, 1. Off you go.
I did have a speech, but I accidentally left it at home, so I suppose I'll just speak from my heart.
Oh.
To be honest, the reason that I've actually done this is because all my life, like, I've not been offered stuff like this. I've never been offered stuff like JLT or anything special, and now all I want's a fair shot at it, so I suppose if you can find it in your heart to vote for me, then...
Sympathy points.
You're killing me, Ryan.
Ryan. Man for the people. Make him Prime Minister. How old is he now?
You sent her over the edge. It's like an Enrique song, Ryan. Goodness me.
Enrique? So it's Bailey versus Ryan? They're running for the same position? Or different? Oh, cute. Let's just hope they're both in the same year.
Front page news is Yorkshire schools failing kids, and then we get that.
The league tables have been published, and Mr. Mitchell and
Leeds.
his team have had some good news.
They're from Leeds.
Most improved. Oh, that's nice.
25th in the country. Most
That's
improved
good.
school in the country over 4 years.
Shout outs to
We
them.
get stickers for that, like.
But I'm particularly proud for the kids, obviously, that achieved that.
For the
I feel
kids,
honoured,
it's you.
privileged, proud, all those epithets that to be able to lead this school. I think it's the best job in the world.
I like him. I started off not liking the guy, but oh. I don't buy it. Yeah, he was like, okay, I need to act good for 4 weeks so I can make it back to the school and torment everybody again. I'll be on my best behavior. He's not stupid.
Try more
Oh.
than I used to.
That's
I
surprising.
don't say like I've changed, 'cause I used to be bad, but not bad no more.
We know what happened after, though. Aww. Why does she keep getting in trouble? She seems like a nice kid. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't want to make excuses for her. She's giving up smoking. Good. Her eyebrows
I
back.
think what we all want to hear is an acceptance speech from Ryan.
He won!
I'd just like to say that I'm extremely honoured for this opportunity to become part of JLT, and I'll try and be the best JLT member that I can.
Oh my god.
Next time,
I'm a slag. Why would you... Let's just watch.
What's your mum?
two very different
Jesus.
friendship groups collide.
They're not exactly boss, but they get on with teachers if you know what I mean.
Chavs?
They'll always say something, or they'll give us nasty looks.
Did you stamp on his head?
I don't know. I don't.
Right, Richard. When the fallout puts their chances of going to the prom at
Oh,
risk.
prom. Y'all do you have prom?
Screaming and bouncing off everyone in the office.
You have prom.
So what, you're just gonna let him exclude you?
Yes.
Exclude, yeah. Oh man. I feel like I'm watching a reality TV show. Wild. I didn't think y'all would have prom because you don't have graduation or anything else, but that's cool. I feel bad for Cameron, but at the same time I'm like, you're odd. Like something's off with him. Ryan's an adorable little kid and I love him. Like he has great values and he carries himself beautifully. Bailey, yeah, I don't understand why she keeps ending up in isolation. Like she seems like a nice person as well. I don't know if she just has maybe a defense mechanism to where she always feels like she has to get someone else before they get her, which I can completely relate to, but at some point that's just going to drive everyone away and bring you into trouble. So you got to start working through the issues that you got and what is making you feel that way. As for everybody else, I think the principal's cool. You know, I didn't like him at first, but I think he's doing a good job. He brought the school up, 25 points I think they said, or they're ranked 25th now, so yeah. Episode 2 reaction, got this video to 1,500 likes. Let's see if y'all can do it for episode 2. And yeah, subscribe, like the video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!